What's good, Elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. Another day, another pod without Mel. And at this point, I would say I'm getting tired of making the speculation videos, but until we get a definite answer from either side, they're just going to keep coming, because what the heck is going on? Every time they're silent on the subject, something serious happened. The first time, well, with this iteration at least, the first time it was when Flip got suspended and nobody was speaking on the suspension, talking about he got arrested or he was doing something on his own network. Then he came back and it came out that he was suspended, possibly on the brink of being fired. It was that serious. They had a blow up and a fight and everything. The next time it happened was the sleepwalking incident. They were all quiet on the subject. They were potting without Joe for damn near a month. It was 2 weeks, but it felt like a month. And then he came back, slowly but surely told us what was going on, because you could see it in his face. You could see it by the demeanor of everybody up there potting. This is the third issue. And it's clear as day at this point, because neither side has said a word. They've both been mum on the subject, and they're both leaving little trinklets of them still being in cahoots with each other. But this is too major of a pod to just go out on a whim like this. I don't care how much hate Mel receives. Every single comment is, Mel, where's Mel? Where's Mel? What's going on with Mel? Oh, guess Mel's gone. She got fired. And then, to make it even worse, we wouldn't really be speaking on it as much if the cohesion of the pod still existed, if they were able to flow seamlessly. When it was just Joe, Ish, Parks, Flip, I gave them grace because most of the cast was missing. But now Mark is here and the energy is still somber, like something happened. They're all acting like something happened. And then it makes you want to dig even deeper into it, because let's take Mel out the picture. Ice only speaks on certain subjects, and then the topics that he does bring up, you could go on Twitter the day of and find damn near verbatim exactly what it is that he's saying. Flip doesn't speak at all anymore until the end of all the conversations, if you haven't noticed. And I know he was telling me to bring receipts. Flip, here's one. It's not in a direct sign of I'm doing this to disrespect Joe, but this is disrespectful to Joe because it's not what you're supposed to be doing. Melyssa's gone, so he doesn't have his muse or his vice. Joe told him stop talking about contract, so we don't hear Flip talk about that anymore. And given what just happened on today's pod, he don't even want Flip talking about his own network anymore. He shut them the entire hell up when that intervention shit was happening. So what's going on? What's happening? Why is everybody so tense up there? Because if it was just between Melyssa and Joe, everybody else would continue to pod how they've been podding, unless they are. And then we have to look even deeper into this, because Joe keeps speaking on all the things that they're doing wrong. He was just saying on Patreon yesterday, y'all niggas just get up through the A block. It don't matter when we're talking. They don't care that the camera's on. We're in deep conversation. They will get up and go to the restroom. They'll get on their phone, answer phone calls, handle other business. They're treating the JBP like it's just always going to be there. And I believe them, because Joe's never going to give it up. But let's add something to that. They act like it's always going to be there for them. All of them act like they can't get fired. And I know Joe's frustrated because he's even been shooting at Parks as of late. And that never, ever, ever happens. So what's really going on? Where's the direction of the pod going? And is it all because Melyssa's not here and everybody knows what's going on, yet they can't speak on it? And it's a serious, I don't want to say accusation, but it's a serious matter. And it hasn't been resolved. This is ongoing. It's not like she got suspended for a predetermined time. It's not like she told Joe, I'm leaving for a predetermined time. After the addict or whatever you're addicted to conversation was brought up by Imani, she went mum. Maybe it finally clicked in her head. Why does Joe always persistently pick at my weak points, my weaknesses? And then everybody will dogpile on that. That's the issue with the dogpile. It would be different if they were clowning on, like, for instance, the Gracie Award. That's an accomplishment. There's a difference when you're clowning on an accomplishment as opposed to somebody's weaknesses. You can say things in jest about the weakness if said person is able to joke about it themselves. But a lot of people clown on the accolades of a friend, so it's a difference. But Joe, he will point out all your weaknesses and continue to pick, continue to prod. Hey, no, tell me about what you used to do that you were fucking terrible with. Tell me about that. So it's just like, oh my goodness. So Melyssa finally figured it out that it's not just Flip, it's Joe, it's all of them. And because she doesn't do it in return, they'll treat her laugh as if she's dogpiling on somebody. And I'm guilty of this too, because she laughs extremely hard. But she'll treat that as one and the same, or they treat that as one and the same. It's just not. So until this gets cleared up, until one of the sides or both parties comes mutually out and says, we are no longer working together, it's just going to be a tension in the air. And everybody's potting differently as a result. The only person that has had an uptick in their potting is Ish. He genuinely seems happy now. So I don't know. Hopefully this gets resolved soon. Hopefully we can get back to just enjoying the pod we all love. Because drama isn't what fuels the pod. It is to a certain extent. Like the topics we cover could be drama filled, but I don't want the drama behind the scenes of the pod pushing the pod forward because people are trying to see the demise. It's only something negative that's attached to it. And I understand I cover the JBP and I speak on a lot of negative things on this channel, but I don't want to continue to speak on the behind the scenes being so messy. I can just see it. That's why I speak on it. There's a difference. I'm not trying to make it happen. I see it and they're trying to cover it up. So I'm just bringing attention to it. Clearly, because look what's going on with Melyssa Ford. But as always, like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you haven't. If you have, you already know how we rocking over here. You already know what it is. See y'all a little later. Peace.